The culture of the United States Marine Corps is widely varied, but unique amongst the branches of the United States Armed Forces. Because its members are drawn from across the United States, it is as varied as each individual Marine, but tied together with core values and traditions passed from generation to generation of Marines. As in any military organization, the official and unofficial traditions of the Marine Corps serve to reinforce camaraderie and set the service apart from others. The Corps' embracement of its rich culture and history is cited as a reason for its high esprit de corps. Official traditions and customs. Many traditions and customs of the Corps are officially recognized through orders, histories, and ceremonies. Some are even embodied within the uniform itself. Core values. The Marine Corps core values of honor, courage, and commitment have gained increased prominence in recent years. As an emphasis on performing morally on and off duty, the concept of core values has been infiltrated into many aspects of Marine life, beginning in recruit training and continuing into combat. This warrior ethos provides guidance to Marines in difficult ethical situations and acts as a reminder to provide good order and discipline. Marines Hymn. The Marines Hymn dates back to 1919 and is the oldest official song in the U.S. Armed Forces. It embraces some of the most important battles of the Corps at that time, including Chapultepec and Erna. Subtle changes and unofficial verses have been added as the history of the Corps grew. Eagle, globe, and anchor. The official Marine Corps emblem is the eagle, globe, and anchor, sometimes abbreviated EGA, adopted in its present form in 1868 by Commandant Jacobs Island. It derives partially from ornaments worn by the Continental Marines and the British Royal Marines, and is usually topped with a ribbon reading Semper Fidelis. The original eagle was a crested eagle found in the Americas, not the bald eagle that appears in the current emblem. The eagle stands on the Western Hemisphere and holds in its beak a scroll bearing the motto Semper Fidelis. Though the scroll is sometimes omitted from uniform insignia, an anchor fouled with rope stands behind the globe, and while it generally points to the left, it can be found reversed when paired so that the anchors continually face the other. The eagle stands for a proud country, the globe signifies worldwide service, and the fouled anchor signifies naval tradition. The use of the emblem became official when the seal was adopted in 1955. Seal and AMP colors. On June 22, 1954, President Dwight D. Eisenhower signed an executive order which approved the design of an official seal for the United States Marine Corps. The new seal had been designed at the request of the Commandant Lemuel C. Shepard, Jr. The new seal consisted of the traditional Marine Corps eagle, globe, and anchor emblem in bronze. However, an American bald eagle replaced the crested eagle depicted on the 1868 emblem, and is depicted with wings displayed, standing upon the western hemisphere of the terrestrial globe, and holding in his beak a scroll inscribed with the Marine Corps motto Semper Fidelis, with the hemisphere superimposed on a fouled anchor. The seal is displayed on a scarlet background encircled with a navy blue band edged in a gold rope rim and inscribed Department of the Navy, United States Marine Corps, in gold letters. Coincident with the approval of this seal by the President, the eagle, globe, and anchor emblem centered on the seal was adopted in 1955 as the official Marine Corps emblem. The blue signifies naval ties, while the scarlet and gold are the official Marine Corps colors. They appear ubiquitously in the Marine Corps, particularly on signage. They also formed the base colors of the flag of the United States Marine Corps. Motto. The Marine motto, Semper Fidelis, means always faithful in Latin. This motto often appears in the shortened form Semper Fi, SMPERFA. It is also the name of the official march of the Corps, composed by John Philip Sousa. It was adopted in 1883 when Commandant Charles Macaulay added it to the seal, before which the traditional mottos were Fortitude by sea and by land, a translation of the Royal Marines, Per Mare, Paterum, and To the Shores of Tripoli, which was later revised to From the Halls of the Montezumas to the Shores of Tripoli, and formed the first lines of the Marines' hymn. The recruiting slogan of "A few good men" derives from a Continental Marines recruiting poster. The modern recruiting slogan is "The few, the proud, the Marines." The Rifleman's Creed is a similar concept as the motto, but offers a more modern look at doctrine. It explains to a recruit the importance of his or her weapon, but also emphasizes the moral motivations behind using it. Swords. Two styles of swords are worn by Marines. The Marine Corps officer's sword is a Mameluki sword, similar to the Persian Shamshir presented to Lt. Presley O'Bannon after the Battle of Derna during the First Barbary War. After its adoption in 1825 and initial distribution in 1826, Mameluki swords have been worn by Marine officers ever since, except during the period 1859 to 1875, when they were required to wear the Army's Model 1850 foot officer's sword. Upon returning to the traditional sword, many officers gave their Army swords to the senior non-commissioned officer, creating the basis for the NCO sword. Generally, Marines are the only branch where enlisted members regularly carry a sword. Birthday. The Marine Corps birthday is celebrated every year on the 10th of November, when the Second Continental Congress raised 2 battalions of Marines. Tun Tavern is regarded as the location of the first Marines to enlist under Commandant Samuel Nicholas. Prior to 1921, Marines celebrated the July 11, 1798 recreation of the Corps with little fanfare. Then, Marine Corps Order 47 was published by Commandant John A. Lejeune. The celebrations were formalized by Commandant Lemuel C. Shepard, Jr. in 1952, outlining the cake-cutting ceremony, which would enter the Marine Drill Manual in 1956. By tradition, the first slice of cake is given to the oldest Marine present, who in turn hands it off to the youngest Marine present, symbolizing the old and experienced Marines passing the knowledge to the new generation of Marines. Lejeune's message is also republished annually. Drill and AMP ceremonies. Close-order drill is heavily emphasized early on in a Marine's training. Formal ceremonies, such as the Marine Corps birthday ball, a change of command, or a retirement, will almost always incorporate some form of close-order drill. The Marine Corps uses close-order drill to teach discipline by instilling habits of precision and automatic response to orders, increase the confidence of junior officers and non-commissioned officers through the exercise of command, and give Marines an opportunity to handle individual weapons. The mess night is a borrowed tradition of ceremonial dining. Originally a British Army tradition, it has become an honored tradition of enjoying drink, good food, and fellowship with the Marines' comrades, as well as honoring those who have perished in battle. History. Marines have a high reverence for their history, indoctrinating recruits and continually expanding the topic in the professional education Marines attend throughout their careers. The History Division, a subunit of the Training and Education Command, records, archives, researches, analyzes, and presents the history of the Corps. Several Marine Corps museums have been established, most notably the National Museum of the Marine Corps at Quantico, Virginia. Additional marine history can be found at the Flying Leatherneck Aviation Museum, the MCRD San Diego Command Museum, the Marine Corps Air Ground Museum, the Marine Corps Legacy Museum, the Paris Island Museum, the World War II Korea LVT Museum, and the Waterhouse Museum. Memorials also serve as a way to preserve history. One of the most iconic memorials is the Marine Corps War Memorial in Arlington National Cemetery, a statue recreated from the iconic photo raising the flag on Iwo Jima. Other memorials to Marines include the two of the many statues named Iron Mike, the US Arizona Memorial, Navy, Marine Corps Memorial Stadium at the United States Naval Academy, as well as many period-specific military memorial around the country where Marines participated in fighting, such as the National World War II Memorial and the Vietnam Veterans Memorial. Unofficial traditions and customs. The Corps has many unofficial traditions, promulgated by many Marines and some Marine-based organizations and media. Nicknames. Marines have been given many generic nicknames. Devil Dog is oft-disputed term. Most Marines learn that the term comes from Teufelhunden, a corrupted version of the German Teufelchen, awarded to Marines after the Battle of Belleau Wood. The German High Command classified Marines as stormtrooper quality elite troops. The Bulldog has also been closely associated with the Marine Corps as a result, and some units keep one as a mascot. Jarhead has several oft-disputed explanations, to include how the high and tight haircut allows the head to resemble a jar lid and pejoratives about empty heads. However, the term Jarhead was well established in the 1950s. While the term high and tight did not yet exist, Marines who chose to trim the hair closely on the sides were said to have white side walls. Photos of Marines in the World War II era show haircuts that are even longer. Jarhead has dropped out of popular use, and is speculated to be a portmanteau of gi and Marine. Leatherneck refers to a leather collar that was formerly part of the Marine uniform during the Revolutionary War period. Mottos and battle cries. Hoorah is a common battle cry among Marines, being similar in function and purpose to the Army's Hurrah and Navy's Hoo-yah cries. Many possible etymologies have been offered for the term. Semper Fi Mac was a common form of greeting in times past. Gung-ho became a common slogan. Improvise, adapt and overcome has become an adopted mantra in many units. Semper Gumby is a play on Semper Flexibilis, purported to mean always flexible. The true Latin translation is Semper Flexibilis. Gumby is taken from the cartoon character Gumby. Semper Gumby is also popular amongst Navy personnel. Veteran Marines. The ethos that once a Marine, always a Marine has led to the objection to the use of the term ex-Marine, leading to a myriad of forms of address for those no longer on active duty. Veteran Marine, or former Marine, can refer to anyone who has been discharged honorably from the Corps. Retired Marine refers to those who have completed 20 or more years of service and formally retired, or have been medically retired after less than 20 years service. Sir or Ma'am is appropriate out of respect, according to one of the Commandant's white letters from General Alfred M. Gray, Jr. Referring to a Marine by the last earned rank is appropriate. Marines that have left service with a less than full honorable discharge might still be considered Marines. However, the title is also in keeping with the stigma, and many will avoid the issue altogether by addressing the individual by name with no other title. Physical fitness and martial arts. The Marine Corps places a high institutional value on physical readiness, preparing the individual's body for the rigors of combat. Mandatory participation in 3 hours weekly of physical exercise, termed physical training, or PT, is considered a minimum starting point. Further fitness is rewarded by better evaluation scores, which increase promotability, as well as benefits for winning athletic competitions. In addition, height and weight standards and body fat percentage ensure that Marines are fit and present a good military appearance. Chronic lack of physical fitness can be grounds for administrative punishment, and even discharge in extreme situations. The physical fitness test is performed annually to assess a Marine's fitness, and higher scores weigh in his or her favor for promotions. To encourage physical training, Commandant James T. Conway has authorized a new physical training uniform based on a tracksuit and the development of the combat fitness test to better simulate the specific stressor of combat. For decades, Marines learned a variety of martial arts and other methods of hand-to-hand combat, but these were irregular processes that varied greatly from unit to unit and from time to time. Eventually, the Corps solidified its various teachings into the line combat system, but its inherent inflexibility was evident. In 2001, the Marine Corps initiated a new program, called Marine Corps Martial Arts Program, due to an expectation that urban and police-type peacekeeping missions would become more common in the 21st century, placing Marines in even closer contact with unarmed civilians. MCMAP was implemented to provide Marines with a larger and more versatile set of less-than-lethal options for controlling hostile, but unarmed individuals. It is also a stated aim of the program to instill and maintain the warrior ethos within Marines. The Marine Corps Martial Arts Program is an eclectic mix of different styles of martial arts melded together and consists of boxing movements, joint locking techniques, opponent weight transfer, ground grappling, bayonet, knife and baton fighting, non-compliance joint manipulations, and blood restriction chokes. Marines begin MCMAP training in boot camp, earning the first of 5 belts. Marines in the public eye. The Marine Corps, like any other branch of the military, is most visible by the public through public affairs organs and several presentation units. Dedication to proficiency in drill is a hallmark of the silent drill platoon, Marine Band, and the Drum and Bugle Corps. In addition, the Corps released periodic recruiting commercials, often about one annually. The traditional tagline for the commercials is "The few, the proud, the Marines." While Marines do not have installations across the United States, the direct link for most Americans to the Corps is the Marine recruiter, often recognizable in the dress blue uniform. Marines also make popular subjects for works of fiction. The Marine Corps has been depicted on many films, television shows, innumerable books, and even video games. Since 2001, Gallup polls have asked which of the 4 major branches of the armed forces are the most prestigious. It revealed every year of its poll that the American public regards the Corps as the most prestigious of the 4 branches of the armed forces of the Department of Defense, though it did not score well when ranked by importance until it tied the Army and Air Force in 2004, an increase attributed to the Iraq War.